In this video, guys, let's look at a typical new trader's equity curve, the different zones that many new traders will go through. Stay tuned. Hey guys, warm welcome to you. Thank you so much for joining me. All right, so this is a typical new trader's equity curve. This was pretty similar to mine and is probably pretty similar to many new traders. And it's not just because of the market we're trading or the style we're trading, it's because of the emotional impact that the equity curve has on us and how we respond to it as non-traders, because we are really a non-trader when we start trading, but we get forged into a trader as we go through all the challenges and hurdles and journey of a new trader. So let's have a look. So you start off 0%, right? You've seen some advert or something, you go, yeah, I'm going to get trading, I'm going to start trading, and you put some money into account and off you go. And maybe you get lucky for your first kind of chunk. All right, zone one is a bit of luck, a bit of success. You make a bit of money and it is just luck, right? But you think, hey, I've got something here. You know, I've made a bit of money here, made a few $100. Wow, if I could do that with a couple $100,000, wow, it's gonna be amazing. And so you start to think this and that and the other. And then what tends to happen is, so you get the zone one of luck. And by the way, some people will start off and they do so well, and that normally kind of squashes any desire for trading pretty quick. They're like, oh, okay, it's not that great, I'm not interested, and maybe they're out of the business. But people who do okay, kind of make a bit of money, think, yeah, this is great, this is easy, you know, I'm making money, blah, blah. And then zone two is a stagnation zone, right? So it's a zone where they're going, oh, you know, it's not really working as well as it was. I'm kind of losing a bit, I'm down a bit from my highs, you know, and the frustration creeps in, a disappointment that it's not as good as it was. It was such a euphoria that this was so easy and making money, and I've had 5 or 6 trades and they've all made money and I'm doing well and look at how much I've made, and oh great, and extrapolating that curve out and getting out all the, you know, dreams and thoughts of where it could go, and then it's like, it's not really working anymore. Okay, so then what happens is it's like, okay, well, I want to feel good like I did in zone one. I felt really good then. I'm gonna get back onto it. So they start maybe taking too much risk, more risk than they should. Maybe they hold on to losers. Maybe they kind of make some of these mistakes, or maybe they're just in a normal environment and they've got lucky in this spell, but now some of the losers come. They don't close the losers, maybe they add to the losers. Those classical level one trader mistakes that most of us have made at some point, deer in headlights syndrome, all that kind of stuff that hopefully you get over. You have to get over. You absolutely simply have to get over to get to any level of trading that is worthwhile pursuing. So here we go, zone three, bang, loser. They're back to kind of where they were. Like, okay, it's not too bad. I've just lost what I made. It's no big deal. Pops back up. Low, low, low. This is where you get this kind of big, massive drawdown, because it's, I've given back all the money. I really want to get back to where I was. So they start swinging for the fence, taking any old trade. Maybe they make a little bit, but then they're cutting winners too early, because now they're in the experience of, I don't want to feel horrible about making these big losers. I'm just going to grab money because I feel good at profit. And maybe I felt really good when I was taking profit, take profit, snatching too early. And you get 2 or 3 of these until they're at this low point here. And they're like, oh my God, look, I've lost all this money. I'm down massively on my account. Okay, I'm going to have to kind of think clearly about what I'm doing and be very, very careful and trade small and do some research and maybe get a plan together and start to do this. And then maybe they creep themselves back up, right? Zone 4. And that's good. They're doing the right things. They're studying. They're being careful. They're kind of making this slow climb back up to where they were. And then something happens, like the conditions change, or they get caught out in something, and they have that big losing day or a big losing week, and they're bang back to lows. And then kind of that's that zone 4 back at lows. They kind of did all right. And then sometimes people go, oh, you know what? I just want to get back to where I was, and they just chuck loads of money, loads of trades, loads of this, and get big spike in equity curve. And they go, oh, I'm now positive. Great. It was just a blip, just a blip. But of course, the bad habits have set in. These bad habits of swinging for the fences, not doing the right thing with trades, just getting stuck and not being very structured, have now formed these habits. All of a sudden they do the same thing, they lose. And then we get the stagnation period again, which like nothing's happening. I'm not doing very well. I've been at this for a period of time. It's not working very well for me. I'm so close. I just want to get back to positive. Sitting there doing nothing, and they swing for the fence again, have a big loss. And then this is normally the give up zone where account's got a very little amount in it, but it's in there, it's just sitting there, and they kind of just chug along, and that's the end of their trading career. That's not what you want to be. This is okay. And this is fine. It doesn't matter, right? If this is a small amount you put in, then this is just experience, right? But if you put a big amount, this is not experience, this is unpleasant. So if you start off with a small amount, you can do all this. And you can do it again and again, and all you're doing is learning and learning and learning, because it doesn't matter, because the financial money that you've put in is such a small amount relative to your net worth or what you're prepared to risk, that this is just experience. You're gaining all this experience and you're learning, and it's costing you very little amount. And so if this is you, if you feel like this is in your equity curve, that's okay, as long as it's costing you it's a cheap lesson to learn. Because at some point, you will come through this, you will learn from what you did here to creep back up, and you will try to replicate more of that. You will learn what causes you to kind of wipe out some of your gains. You will learn the emotions you feel when you kind of have these big winners and how it impacts your trading. And all this stuff is a great learning curve that even if you repeat this again and again and again and again, it costs you time, but it's not costing you money. And then eventually you get to a situation where things are okay. You kind of stop the damage of drawdown. You can sit there for a while doing nothing. You get these big boosts, and your equity curve can be something that's much more pleasant to look at, less of an emotional swing. Your emotions are kind of dampened down anyway after you've done this a few times, and you can start to develop some kind of consistency. But there you go, guys. Typical new trader's equity curve, these different zones. And you see this actually if you go into some of these social copy sites. You see this very often, especially with new traders who starting to do okay. They're pretty new. They put like a new follow me type thing on. What's the terminology for it? Where they put up a thing and they go, right, I'm doing this trade, a system, a strategy, mirroring, I guess they call it, mirror this strategy. They put it up, do okay, and then most of the time this is what happens afterwards, because it's relatively new. They seem to do all right from a numbers perspective. That looks pretty good, but they haven't managed to weather any drawdown, and this kind of triggers a wave of emotions. Anyway, guys, doesn't matter if this is you, as long as it's not costing you very much. It's just a time thing to get to the other end. Take care. See you next one. Bye-bye.